Hello everybody! Welcome to my second episode of VR Linux, where I take a look at VR games and applications that you can run on Linux. If you'd like to run VR on Linux, I would recommend the HTC Vive, or the Vive Pro, or the Valve Index. While there are other VR headsets on the market, you're not going to have a great experience if you try any of those. I still lack experience when it comes to reviewing games, so bear with me here. The more of these I do, I guess the better I'll get at doing them. So as you may have guessed from the title, I'll be giving my thoughts and impressions on Half-Life Alyx. If you have not heard of Half-Life Alyx, then you must have been living under a rock for the past few months. I'll try to make this story spoiler free. Half-Life Alyx has a native Linux version which uses the Vulkan Graphics API. While it did run under Proton, which is Valve's fork of the compatibility layer Wine that allows Linux users to play Windows games, the performance was not great, and frame rate really does matter when it comes to VR. So I decided to wait for the promised native Linux version, and we did not have to wait long. It was only about a month after the Windows version. So was it worth waiting? Yes, it was. The performance on the native Linux version is great. As the title suggests, in Half-Life Alyx, you play as Alyx Vance, and it takes place before the events of Half-Life 2. This game mostly focuses on close quarters combat, which is best suited for VR, and the weapons reflect this. You can get a pistol, shotgun, and combine SMG. Weapons can be upgraded as the story progresses.
Oh wow, check it out. My gun just keeps getting better and better.
You know, Russ, technically, I don't think there's a whole lot of your gun left anymore.
I'll tell you what, let's put that idea on hold for now. We can chat about my gun when you get back.
The gunplay is fun, but I have seen gunplay mechanics done better in other VR games such as Boneworks and Pavlov. For example, it would be great to be able to just toss my gun to the other hand in combat. This would be useful for taking cover around corners. You can, however, swap hands in the menus, which I think would be useful if you're left-handed, or even one-handed. Yes, this game has many accessibility features, which allows you to play in standing mode, sitting mode, or with just one controller. Another mechanic in this game are the gravity gloves, which replace the gravity gun from Half-Life 2. This is a fantastic mechanic for VR, as it allows you to flick your wrist and catch items, which avoids you having to kneel down and awkwardly twist and turn. You can also use them to catch grenades and throw them back at the enemy. The game was full of Half-Life humor and fun and interesting characters that you'll meet along the way.
The trash compactor, and then I crushed him.
God damn! Oh, do you need a minute? Cause, I could pause the feed.
Just looking, Russ.
And unlike the silent protagonist Gordon Freeman, Alyx actually speaks. And this is not just for story, this is also a gameplay mechanic. Alyx will tell you how much ammo you have left. This avoids having HUDs which will break immersion.
Patience left. I'm out.
Another cool mechanic is salvaging. You'll want to look around every nook and cranny to find ammo and resin, which is used to upgrade weapons. There are various modes of movement, such as blink and locomotion. The continuous locomotion does lack a jump button, which does get in the way, so it pays to stick with blink. The level design and graphics are some of the best I've seen in a VR game, and sometimes it's fun just to mess around and interact with objects. There are also various types of puzzles, which work well with VR. However, about halfway through the game, they do get a bit old. I do however think some physics puzzles, such as the ones from Half-Life 2, would have been a great addition to this game.
Amazing.
Incoming, Alyx!
Half-Life Alyx sees the return of classic Half-Life enemies such as headcrabs, zombies, combined soldiers, drones and barnacles. At times, Half-Life Alyx has a horror feel to it, with the occasional jump scare. Luckily, Alyx is equipped with a wrist flashlight to help you through the dark. Valve have recently released the tools needed to create mods for Half-Life Alyx, so I'm looking forward to see what people do with it. After all, Counter-Strike and Team Fortress were originally Half-Life mods. So, is Half-Life Alyx alone worth buying a VR headset for? I would say no. But if there's a VR rental service near you, I'd say yes, it's definitely worth renting a VR headset for a week and trying this game out. It's a lot of fun. Anyways, that was my thoughts and impressions on Half-Life Alyx. See you all later.